My last semester in high school, I got a D in calculus. I went from being Hope eligible to not knowing how I was going to pay for school. After graduating, I began waiting tables. In the past, I had been a quiet, shy teenager who feared being the center of attention. I needed money and I needed to get over this fear. That's what serving did for me. Having researched how valuable customer service is to businesses and working as a server for 3 years, I have first-hand experience with this subject. Today I will discuss the reasons why everyone should try being a server, how to find a serving position, and the benefits that can come from serving. I will start by discussing why everyone should try being a server. Why should you try being a server? In this tough economy, young adults often cannot find well-paying hourly jobs. Very hard to come by. Life is expensive. The current minimum wage is not simply enough to cover the cost of college and living expenses. It just does not cut it. According to the Fair Labor Standards Act, tipped employees may be paid less than basic minimum wage, but their cash wage plus tips must equal that of minimum wage. And that's a law that I read in the Congressional Digest 2013. All restaurants are required to do that, and that is one thing that a lot of restaurants don't do, which is alarming. It is a law that you are paid $7.25 an hour at very least, but the rewards outweigh the risks. You are going to make more than minimum wage waiting tables. If the restaurant is doing well, tables are going to come in, and you're going to make money. Hourly jobs that pay more than minimum wage often place limitations on the amount of hours an employee can work. A company's payroll is limited. Tips are not limited. The best servers are given the best sections with the most tables and the greatest opportunities to make money. Restaurants value and demand energetic, young, hardworking people and often provide flexible part-time hours. My experience has proven restaurant managers recognize when you are working hard. At both restaurants I have worked at, I received the part-time schedule I requested for. They told me they valued my hard work and wanted to return the favor. You can see the reasons why everyone should try being a server. Now I will tell you how to find a serving position. Point A. Ask your friends about openings and ask your server if they are looking for more help. Point B. Corporate or chain restaurants are less likely to hire those with no serving experience or customer service experience. Large restaurant chains tend to have impressive websites and request that you apply online rather than come in and pick up an application. Much like an online retailer, they want to appear as capable, credible, and trustworthy as possible. Maintaining a high visibility entails an expensive investment of time, money, and effort. You must come across as worth their investment. You represent the restaurant as a server. I found this comparison on the Management Information Systems Quarterly 2012. Point C. Apply at smaller, privately owned restaurants if you lack job experience. Smaller restaurants take in less server applications, meaning the chances of you being hired increase. You now know how to find a serving job and where to apply. Now let's look at the benefits of serving. The benefits that can come from serving. Point A. Networking and connecting with potential employers. I actually met my current employer waiting tables. He handed me his business card at the end of the meal and said, "Ross, do you enjoy your job?" I said, "Some days." And he said, "Well, I would like you to come work for me." And I pursued it. So, point B. Benefits of serving. Stepping out of your comfort zone and sharpening your social skills. Point C. Benefits of serving. Leaving work with cash and not waiting on a paycheck. There are things I miss about waiting tables, but that is one thing. I'm waiting on a paycheck now, and it does get old sometimes. I miss my tips, I'll tell you that much. In summary, I hope you know now why you should experience serving, how you can find a serving position, and the benefits of being a server. I urge all of you to try serving while you're a young adult. Ask your friends, family, and server for information regarding openings. I want you to know whether you are shy or outgoing, male or female, serving will help you grow professionally and build connections with potential employers. I'll now show you the Longhorn website. As I was saying earlier, corporate places when you go in and ask for an application, they say go to the website. That is their immediate response to that question. Most of the time, it is very, very easy to find an application on the website. So on Longhorn's website, this is the main page. If you just Google Longhorn, you actually, down here, it says employment. Click on that. Scroll down a little bit. Usually it's toward the middle or the bottom of the web page on most restaurants. Apply now. And really the application should take about, they say that they take 45 minutes, but really guys, they only take you 20, 25. So doesn't take that long, usually worth the time. Do y'all have any questions for me?
About how much did you make, like, a week?
About how much did I make in a week? Let's see, I work at CarMax right now at Town Center, and I make about, let's just say it this way, I make $200 less every 2 weeks working at CarMax than I did as a server.
I know I'm not a server or anything, but my boyfriend actually works at O'Charlie's.
Yeah.
And his last recent paycheck was $0.
That's actually, yeah, it does work like that. You do get paid $2.13 an hour. And in my outline, I put this, but I didn't really feel like I had time to cover it. But you get paid $2.13 an hour. All that money is normally taken out in taxes that you earn on your paycheck.
But is it enough off tips to
Oh yes,
survive?
you make enough off tips to where taxes, you're not affected as much by taxes. It didn't feel like I was being affected as much. Now when I get my paycheck, it should be this number and it's $200 more just based on income tax and other things. So I sure do miss that money that I walked out of the restaurant with every night, and it was consistent. And I felt like that for every server I worked with, it was consistent. As long as you were doing your job and you were a good server, then the customers always treated me right. So.
Did you have experience as a server before you got the job at Longhorn?
No, I actually never worked at Longhorn. I was using that example. I worked at 2 smaller restaurants that were not corporate. I started off bussing tables at Vincent's Italian Restaurant on Dallas Highway, or Barrett Parkway rather. And after bussing tables for a year, my senior year of high school, I graduated and I was like, look boss, I need money to pay for school and bussing tables is not going to cut it. So he let me start serving. And that's usually how it works. If you start out as a hostess or busboy and you don't have serving experience, they will hire you on as a server just because they know you, usually. That's how it works. So.
Last question. Okay, what did you start out as? You're saying the
busboy.
So
yeah.
did you? I know that was the tipping different.
Oh, busboy at the restaurant I worked at was minimum wage.
Oh, okay, I see.
And it was pretty awful, but for a high school kid, it was money, and that's what I needed in high school. So, yeah.